Montenegro versus Egypt. Welcome to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Win for all.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Manila in the Philippines. This is Montenegro taking on Egypt in the FIBA Basketball World Cup, Group D, Game Day 2. For the Mall of Asia has been rocking with basketball, and for the second time now, we're going to be able to see Egypt play as well as Montenegro, and of course, the stakes are always high, but when it comes to Egypt, they can't afford to lose today, because if they do, they will be in danger of being eliminated from contention from moving on to the second round. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Mike Taylor, TNT, coming at you. Mike, Egypt had some great moments on opening night in their game, but it was not to be against Lithuania, and they just try to take the positives from that and come out and play well today.
Well, Jeff, this group has been about, some favorites and some underdogs. And Egypt, for example, really played well for themselves. They competed. In the end, Lithuania was just a little too strong. Today, in the second game day of this group, it can be about separation. Montenegro has an opportunity to separate itself from Egypt and the other teams in this group and try to assert themselves up top. And I think that's what they're going to be working for. And as you say, it's about survival for Egypt. So, the drama, the stakes raised, and the drama is going to be right here unfolding for us this afternoon.
Saw Roy Rana, the coach of Egypt, and really has made a positive impact on this team. Brought in some new young faces, and we saw some terrific effort for 40 minutes. They would be eliminated, Egypt, if they lose, and then Mexico also fall against Lithuania. So for Montenegro, if they win this game and Lithuania beat Mexico, they will be assured of moving on to the second round. But of course, you want to get as many wins as possible because it's only the top two teams in each of the second round groups that'll move on to the quarterfinals. So Montenegro, we were very impressed. They won by 20 against Mexico. Perhaps flattered them a little bit, considering how Mexico were so close for much of the game. I mean, they were within 8 points with about less than 5 minutes remaining. So things just kind of got away from them. But full credit to Montenegro. They've come out looking focused, execution, and Nikola Vucevic is, certainly a contender after the opening day for the best player in the tournament.
Yeah, Montenegro looked very, very good the first game. Very efficient, balanced, and focused. And again, I think we can expect a similar focused effort as they try to separate themselves here and rise to the top of the group.
So after this one, we're going to have Lithuania taking on Mexico, also in Group D on game day 2. And we told you about the ramifications of all of these games, but first it'll be Montenegro and Egypt. And before that, we're going to hear the national anthems for both of these teams. And before that, look at the standings. Just reconfirms Lithuania and Montenegro up at the top after their game day 1 victories, and Mexico and Egypt in 3rd and 4th place. And really, there's just no room for error for Egypt coming into this game. So without further ado, we'll take a pause to listen to the national anthems for Egypt and Montenegro.
For the national anthem of Egypt. please remain standing for the national anthem of Montenegro.
So the Mall of Asia about ready to kick off here between these two basketball countries, Egypt and Montenegro, and some matching of wits. Two really good coaches, I think, gonna square off today with Radovic, Bosko Radovic, and Roy Rana. And of course, the referees for today, Antonio Conde from Spain, the crew chief in the middle, Andres Aunkroger from Latvia on the right, and Takaki Kato from Japan on the left. And we'll get a look first at Egypt starting five in their roster. So Egypt will go indeed with Ahab Amin, Adam Musa in the starting five tonight. Yusuf Abashusha in the starting five as well. Patrick Gardner in the starting five, and Asim Marai. So shake-up, big time for Egypt. Zafran, El Ghazawi, El Gindi, Mahmoud, Anas Mahmoud, Abdel Gawad, all coming off the bench for Egypt. Asim Marai couldn't have played any better the other night.
He was fantastic in that low post for Egypt. Again, scoring, finishing against the bigger size, and he'll have just as big a challenge against Vucevic, Dublevic, this Montenegro front line here today.
And Gindi, the captain.
Gindi finished the game strong, hit some shots late. Again, he impacts the game in a lot of ways for these guys. He's a veteran. They'll look for him for steady influence. Again, it's going to be a great challenge for Egypt. Let's see how they can rise to it. The one thing, Roy will have them ready.
There he is, Roy Rana, who has been on the Germany coaching staff before, and has also been with, obviously, Canada. He's coached them, various qualifying games. Coached Canada's youth team at the under-19 FIBA Basketball World Cup to the title, famously. That was actually in Cairo, and that's when he really kind of shot to prominence in Egypt. Omar Arabi and Omar Hussein also on that roster for Egypt. And for Montenegro tonight, Bosko Radovic is starting with Nikola Vucevic, Dino Radoncic, Marko Simonovic, Petar Popovic, and Kendrick Perry, with Ilic, Mihailovic, Slavkovic, Radovic, Dublevic, Ivanovic, and Drobnjak. All coming off the bench. And, you know, Nikola Vucevic, the best player that a lot of people seem not to be talking about.
Yeah, he really showed his complete game, and he's the type of player that is the leader they can throw the ball in the post to, but he's outstanding when he gets that perimeter three-point shot going, and he really had it going in the first win.
And you can see Kendrick Perry.
Kendrick Perry is a dynamic playmaker, pushes the ball in transition, can play pick and roll. But again, I think this core, this unit of Montenegro is impressive, and they're aiming for that separation. They want to rise to the top of this group today.
Bosko Radovic, we saw him coach at the Eurobasket, and of course in the qualifiers. He's done a great job
this team is together. You can see it, you can sense it. But again, I like the balance and I like the focus. Montenegro has been very impressive, and we expect another impressive performance from these guys this afternoon.
Five-time AfroBasket champions, Egypt. And I'll tell you something else, Mike. One-time Eurobasket champion.
And that is an amazing story, Jeff. You know, the fact that Egypt formerly competed in the European Championship is really unique. But again, they've established themselves as a top African basketball country, and Roy Rana is doing a great job trying to take them to that next level.
Yeah, you're the three. Dive small shoulder. All right. Right? We're playing out of that line. Okay, got it? Patrick, you're in the corner. Shoot out your end. Make the read. First trip, point down. Second trip.
That Eurobasket crown that they won was in 1949 when it was played in Cairo. Montenegro, 20-point margin over Mexico was their biggest win ever at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. It was also their second win.
That's a great start for these guys. But, you know, when you have a Vucevic in the middle, when you've got the front court that they have, the depth that they have, Montenegro can be a team that can make a run. In today's game, there is a significant advantage in three-point shooting for Montenegro. That will be the thing. If they can come out here and really hit some threes like they did in that first win over Mexico, I think Egypt can really struggle to keep up. But again, it all starts playing through Vucevic, and let's see, you know, what their game plan, their plan of attack is in these first possessions.
So Asen Marai, fully focused. You can see laser focused. Very interesting how Coach Marai has, he's the former coach, in fact, Asen's father. Roy Rana has shaken up his lineup.
You know, he probably is looking at matchups, looking at style of play. You know, I think everyone's healthy on the roster, so he just wants to try to get a different look from his team today. You just notice the length and size advantage as soon as the players walk on the floor here for Montenegro. Putting Gardner at the 4 adds length to their front court, so that may be something as simple as that.
So Egypt win the opening tip here as their game gets underway against Montenegro here on game day 2 in the Mall of Asia at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Petar Popovic, who hit some big three-pointers against Mexico. He's got the basketball right now. That was in the third quarter, particularly when he came to life. Here's the pass, and Radoncic comes in from the right corner.
Beautiful cut from the baseline there. Again, Egypt worried about the post touch and a backside cut. Easy 2.
Musa, number 7. Learned a lot about Adam Musa in his opening game, and since here is the pass to Marai. Goes in, swatted. Radoncic again, and he goes hard to the basket and scores.
Right to the rim. Beautiful transition, nice spacing, and good finish.
Ahab Amin left open and knocks down the 3. Egypt go back in front.
Nice shot from Amin. Spain pick and roll action.
Popovic. Thought for a minute he was trying to bank that in. That was so far to the right. Here comes Abu Shusha. And Abishusha loses it. Back to Perry for 3. And a good, solid rebound. Shusha really made a difference the other day when he came in off the bench. Not surprisingly, he's a veteran, but he rebounds exceptionally well. And we can see that already from him today. Rice, look at the hustle from him, saving it inbounds. And Shusha drives in, and another layup. What an inspired decision by Roy Rana to get him in the lineup.
And he went right to the basket, strong drive and finish. Again, if you're Montenegro, you need to have a little bit more physicality to cut off those drives to the basket.
Perry hands it off, and for the 3rd time in the game, Radoncic goes up and makes a layup.
Really good patience from Perry there. Off the post reaction, he could have shot it quickly. He penetrated to the basket, drew defenders, and dropped it off to his teammate. Excellent teamwork from Montenegro.
Ahab Amin. So over to Gardner, and Gardner, soft touch, but it doesn't drop. A chance for Montenegro to go back in front here. Simonovic makes the 3.
Again, the front court three-point shooting has been impressive from Montenegro thus far in this tournament.
There goes Abishusha, this time loses it. Good hands from Radoncic, and then Perry, like a bullet out of a gun, goes up, and look at Simonovic go up for the putback dunk. Now he's coming to life.
But again, if you're Egypt, you recognize the size and length disadvantage for your team. You've got to make those multiple efforts and block out.
Musa. Vucevic. You would think he would lead this team in scoring today, but it's not so far. Popovic missing, and nice length there from Gardner. Here's Gardner, and Simonovic gets in front of him, reaches in, the ball goes out of bounds.
Coach Rana's got to want his teammate or his players to be stronger, as we see Perry split to the basket, and there's the putback dunk. Again, more attention to detail, stronger with the ball on the offensive end. Multiple efforts on the defensive side are important for Egypt to continue to keep this game close.
I think Conde may have just warned Popovic about flopping. Perry again to Vucevic, and he turns and scores. Jump hook with the left.
There's nobody physically big enough to challenge him right there.
Oh, look at the hands on defense from Perry. Gardner, and lucky again, rattles out, but Ahab Amin gets the steal. And they miss with the second chance. Perry explodes to the basket, and another putback, this time by Radoncic.
And again, great activity from Montenegro to try to finish these plays at the rim. Egypt has got to make that multiple effort, be physical, and we say clear the circle.
Marai backing up, and Vucevic reaches around, knocks it away. Look at the behind the back pass and the layup, Radoncic. So Royana watches Montenegro on a 13-0 run and calls timeout.
Jeff, 10 turnovers the entire first game for Egypt, and we have 4 in the first few minutes here.
And we know that they harp on valuing their possessions with Roy Rana. I'm sure he'll talk about it now in the timeout. Let's listen.
it's not even the first effort. It's the second effort, right? So we get back in transition, they miss it, they come back. Offensive rebound, because we're just resting. He chuckles up, we relax, instead of competing through the whole possession. They got it? So, and we got to be better in our communication, and we talked about our pickup point. And we're just backing off every time. Right? This trip down the floor, we're going to go horn side. Now remember, on the horn side, honest, you're going to clean it up with a pin down. Okay, clean it up to Ehab side. They got it? Horn side. Let's go.
So, Jeff, you see the great transition there. Beautiful 3-on-1, basically, but outstanding timeout from Coach Rana. He gave his team important information. Hey, guys, we're resting on shots. We're not giving the effort to put a body on somebody, block somebody out. It's the second effort that's the key, but he also pointed out the pickup point in transition. They've got to stop the ball earlier in transition so that these guys can't get to the rim, especially Perry. Great details from Coach Rana in that timeout.
Radoncic already with 10 points. Here goes Gardner. And nice offensive rebound put by this time by Anas Mahmoud. So Samurai getting a breather here, and alley-oop to Vucevic.
Beautiful high-low. They gave the impression they'd feed it from the strong side, threw it back to the point, and again, right to the rim. Great passing and nice finish from Vucevic.
Musa to the corner. Gardner still can't get it to go. Popovic, that's short. Good catch. Mahmoud gets it over to Shusha, and he misses. Egypt have had a lot of open jumpers that they're not knocking down.
And that's a challenge for them to stick in this game. We've seen ice pick and roll coverage on the side for Egypt. Into the post here for Montenegro, post reaction.
Oh, boy, that's a thankless task guarding Vucevic.
Yeah, just the great patience, gets to his spot, and the extension and skill. Great finish from Vucevic.
Soft release from Anas Mahmoud.
Nice play from both Musa and Mahmoud.
Egypt have to figure out a way to keep Montenegro out of the lane. And boy, he is almost impossible to stop, really.
He's just making such good decisions in terms of creating his own shot. He's waiting for some post reaction. If there's nothing there, then he goes into his one-on-one mode.
Good pass. Gardner, one last chance, and finally he knocks it down.
Nice shot from Gardner. Good teamwork and spacing there from Egypt.
Was a good shooter. You just got to keep putting them up. I mean, good shooters don't stop shooting even if they miss. It's good defense from Amin. And Amin looked over at Kato, the referee, and said, I didn't touch that. He's got a future in refereeing. So Vucevic goes out, Mihailovic comes in. Dublovic also comes in, and Vucevic goes out. Shusha's out. And Musa goes out as well. So we have Zarhan. Get it to Gindy. The captains has come in. He hits a three-pointer. How about that? How quickly things can change when a couple of shots fall. And timeout from Bosko Radovic.
Jeff, instant impact off the bench. Great penetrating drive into the paint, and the paint touch three for Gindy, first touch shot. Excellent spark. impacting the game right away.
Na dva prodora da napravimo faul. I onda iz toga nastavka, napravite faul na prvom koraku, imamo 4 faula, ljudi. Imamo 2 trojke, 4 faula imamo. A na prodor napravi faul, jebote. Jebeš. Play 0, first offense 0. 4 faula imamo, evo.
Well, it's not just 1 or 2 players just doing it. It's everybody for Montenegro, but especially with Doncic, who just had so much success.
And Jeff, this is an example of a team offensively playing through the post. They put the ball into the post. We've seen post reaction with basket cuts. We've seen post reaction out onto the perimeter. And then early on, it was the offensive rebounding. Great work from Montenegro, but let's also respect the response from Egypt, who have worked their way back, cut the deficit to 6 at this point.
Well, again, you know, sometimes it just comes down to making shots, and they've had some open looks that they missed, but then Gardner and Gindi, and now Zarhan, number 0, comes into the game, and we were worried about him the other day because he went out. We didn't know if it was a knee injury, if it was a cramp, but it turned out to be a cramp. Here's a turnover, and Ahab Amin, Mihailovic fouled. And there will always be people asking for an unsportsmanlike there, and I saw the unsportsmanlike sign go from the Egypt bench. Is he making a play on the ball? Watch Ahab Amin.
And this is the question. It looks like he does make a play on the ball, but he came kind of across his body. That's why it was a little bit questionable.
Oh boy, Ahab Amin, his pass telegraphed. Dublovic just takes it away. Ivanovic. There's Radovic. Ivanovic drives in, knocked out of his hands, and then he is fouled. So 2 free throws. Oh yeah, he got really hacked by Gardner. He's gonna come out.
I think if Gardner keeps his hands straight up and doesn't hack down at him, there's no foul there.
But then he might get the layup.
That's possible. Good call from Andres there.
So Gardner's going to go sit down, join Asamarai on the bench. And Abdel Gawad has checked into the game. Ivanovic, one of those valuable reserves, checks into the game and makes both free throws. So again, we were so hugely impressed by Zarhan the other day. Interesting to see if he can make the same impact for Egypt. Amin left open. And Slavkovic goes down, great hustle, Gindi. Here's Zarhan, he is fearless, look at that. Drives in, maybe a little bit too fast.
At both ends, we saw players playing at pace, and as you mentioned, maybe a little too fast here. We see Zarhan splitting defenders and just leaves it unfinished. Great effort.
If you're going to take this shot, you got to make it. Meanwhile, where you hand it off to El Ghazawi, and that was the defense on the previous shot. More good defense as Anas Mahmoud wins that battle with Radovic. Here's Ahab Amin. Oh. Well,
Jeff,
they're going too fast, aren't they?
Yeah, and this is the point. Players have to play at their speed. You cannot allow a defense to speed you up, or you cannot allow yourself to speed you up. And what we're seeing right now with some of these players in the last few possessions, they're just playing a little too fast. Play at your speed, under control.
Mihailovic puts it up and in.
And he's a wild card. He can come off the bench and give a big scoring spark.
Zarhan catches it. Not able to make it right at the end, so Montenegro stretched their lead back to 10 points here at the end of the first quarter. (27-17), Montenegro on top of Egypt at the end of one.
We saw Montenegro come out and really establish the low post early. Great cutting and teamwork, finishing plays at the rim. Again, we see the front court shooting was a factor. Perry and the putbacks early in the game helped Montenegro build the lead. The beautiful high-low, Vucevic leading his team. But then the nice response from Egypt later in the quarter.
And I guess this is what you have to, one of the things you have to work on, and where Montenegro aren't going to have a problem, the tempo.
Well, it's because they can put the ball in the post and establish the low post and play off post reaction.
Scan in that barcode, the QR code, to get Courtside 1891 in your smartphone. You can watch all of the FIBA Basketball World Cup games via live streams and keep up with all the schedules and scores. Courtside 1891 at your fingertips.
And Jeff, you know, when they put the ball in the post to, you know, Vucevic, he was very efficient. But when they went to the bench, there were several turnovers on those post plays, post touches, which Montenegro has to clean those up. We saw the ice pick and roll coverage on the side. Look for Montenegro to move more into top pick and roll actions to stay out of the ice.
Oh, great defense, Musa, getting the hands up. Slavkovic gets blocked. Great work, Anas Mahmoud, and just relentless Montenegro still get the basket. That's got to be frustrating for Egypt. Twice getting their hands on passes or shots, and now the hands up from Ivanovic, and he gets the steal. Dublovic.
Khalid tied up, Dublovic on the post up. Really good decision-making from Ivanovic there. Got the 2 feet in the paint, kicked it out, played under control, where the last few possessions of the first quarter, we saw some players being sped up.
Ivanovic from the stripe. And Zahran called for a push. And Asamarai, that doesn't look good. He's going to the changing room to get something looked at.
If Marai is unable to return for any reason, that is a crushing blow to Coach Rana and his Egypt team.
Well, it's going to have to be next man up. There's Vucevic.
Well, we talked about Montenegro aiming for separation, trying to separate themselves in this group. They're off to a great start to accomplish that goal here today.
Nikola Pekovic, you might remember him. He played on the very first Montenegro teams after they were awarded their own federation following the breakup of Yugoslavia, and they started playing in Division B in the Eurobasket and qualified for the FIBA Eurobasket, and here they are making their second FIBA Basketball World Cup tournament appearance. They played in 2019 as well. And Montenegro, oh boy, Indy whistled for the foul.
Mihailovic again tries to split the defenders. Gendy reached in, go for the steal. Clearly a foul. But you can see the intelligence and experience of these Montenegro defenders getting hands on balls, getting back tips, creating these turnovers. Egypt just has to play a little bit stronger with the ball.
Gindi and Abdel Gawad go out. So Gardner comes back in. Kareem El Ghazawi is in the game, number 1 as well, under 19 basketball World Cup player. And Anas Mahmoud gets another block. Here he is, the youngster. And Ahab Amin takes what the defense gives him.
Great decision making there from the Egypt team, especially with Amin on the shot fake. Realizes he's got the clear direct line to the basket and a nice finish.
He's really stepping up his game at this World Cup. Ivanovic drives in. And that was good effort there from Gardner from behind, putting the pressure on the ball. Look at this. And Mihailovic doing a good job of just letting him have it.
Yeah. At that point, don't turn it into an and one. Get out of the way. Nice play from Amin.
Again, Asim Mirai has gone to the locker room. We don't know what the situation is, but clearly something not right. Ivanovic takes it away from Ahab Amin. And another costly turnover. Ahab Amin upset, thought there was a foul that wasn't called. Anas to Shusha. It'll stay at this end.
And again, we've seen Egypt guards struggle to beat the Montenegro pressure. It may be time to set a backcourt screen to help.
The Pharaoh? Could it be?
We saw Shrek.
I was about to say he's rivaling Shrek and the Masked Men for one of the top mascots.
I knew there were some celebrities here, but a Pharaoh, that's pretty impressive.
14 points off turnovers have been scored by Montenegro. That's the recipe for disaster for Egypt. There's Ahab Amin. Now Egypt have to lock down and try to get some turnovers themselves and points off turnovers.
Amin trying to give his team a spark. We need some defensive stops if we're the Egyptian team.
Well, Amin's got the tools, the speed, the talent. If he puts it all together, he's going to be special, and they need him to be. Here's Dublovic. Short, Amin again, off to the races. Pulls up from deep and knocks it down, and really, when he gets it going, he is a juggernaut.
And again, the shot selection, Dublovic kind of took a quick shot. They can get a better shot than that. And again, the result is a 3 at the other end.
Ivanovic for 3. And that is soul-destroying for Egypt because you're trying to get a little momentum. Anas catches it, goes up, sticks with it, saves it. Excellent work. Here's Ahab Amin again. Excellent work, Shusha with the rebound. He goes up, there's contact, no call. And Gardner with the offensive rebound and put back. And look at Roy Rana, he's like, where's the call? It was contact.
But great effort right here. A little run from Egypt. Bosco's got to be upset with the multiple efforts, second effort on the boards at the other end.
Ivanovic again. It's good, boy. It's just, you can't leave these Montenegrin shooters open. They will knock them down, and it just gets so complicated, doesn't it?
Ivanovic responding right when they need it.
Oh, now, turnover. And this has been toxic for Egypt. And going in, Radovic with the bucket. Excellent work from Montenegro, punishing Egypt for every single mistake. So now 16 points off turnovers scored by Montenegro, just 3 for Egypt. And you know that that is going to be a topic of conversation in this huddle for Roy Rana.
Just banged the 3 on us. We get the second time you come, we do the same thing. This trip down the floor. Okay? You're the one. We're going horns up. Got it? What did I just say?
So Coach Rana trying to get his defense on the same page as we see Amin with his spark, his finish. Again, a beautiful step back play. Amin, 10 points to lead his team here with a 3 from the top of the key. But again, whenever your opponent hits a shot and makes a play, you try to make your adjustment in coverage. Ivanovic bangs a 3, and obviously their red potentially could be a switch. Whatever their coverage call is, there was a miscommunication, a player missed a call, and they did the exact same coverage. You know, Coach Rana wanted to change, he wanted something different. This is the concentration and focus and communication that you needed from your team, you know, to reach that maximum potential.
So we saw Asamarai back on the bench. Hopefully he'll be coming back into the game. Here's Gardner for 3. He's a talent.
Yeah, outstanding. He realizes he's open, he recognizes it, and knocks it down.
Played at Marist, like Rick Schmitz. Slavkovic works his way down, banks it in.
I mean, that's a clinic on low post play. Back down dribble, read the defense, bank it in for 2.
Shusha. And 14-point lead for Montenegro. Radovic. Good work. Gardner again. And the reach and the foul on Dublovic.
There's just an intelligent use of his foul. They had fouls to give. The team was doing a little scramble. And you could see Bosco give him a positive sign, thumbs up, after using the foul to settle the defense.
So Shusha's going to take a seat. And Zarhan comes back in. So we've yet to see him really assert himself. Here's Amin again, traveling.
I mean, Slavkovic is really working hard for this Montenegro team. He scores the basket in the low post, and there he's got Amin locked up one-on-one in the corner.
So it turns out that Asamarai has an allergy, and that's impacting his play right now. So, oh, look at Patrick Gardner sneak in there, get the steal, and they go quickly. And you really have to like what Gardner brings to this team. I mean, short, battling for the ball. You ever heard of something like that affecting a player? So now Asamarai is left, and he's coming back.
Well,
I don't know if it's the first time he's had this situation.
Jeff, what is he allergic to? That's the question.
Yeah, maybe he's eaten something, or and frustration for Zarhan. Watch this. Yeah, I think it was the initial push.
Yeah, he's worried about the extension of...
Look, you can see Asamarai's face. He's breaking out in something. So sometimes if you could be allergic to fruit, or you could be allergic to some type of something.
Yeah, peanut allergy, for example.
Yeah, so he's running and trying to, in the back, just to see if he can get back to normal. Zarhan. It looked like Zarhan was going to take it, but Ahab Amin hustled down. I mean, he's an amazing athlete, yeah, Ahab Amin, isn't he?
That was a beautiful play in transition.
An offensive foul, Dublovic trying to set the pick.
So
moving.
Again, I'm sorry, Jeff, you talk about details in screening. Guards have to be patient and let the screen settle. And, you know, Dublovic was moving in the contact, and a good call from Takaki Kato.
We've been working on that one, haven't we? He was like, call me Takaki.
He's a very nice guy.
Oh, boy. Offensive foul on Abdel Gawad. Yeah, Mihailovic looks over at the referee. It's like, you're going to call that, aren't you? Well, Roy Ryan is over there certainly politicking or lobbying for something. Maybe he didn't think it was a blocking foul. Or maybe he's talking about something else. So Asim Marai is going to come back into the game. Abdel Gawad just sent Vucevic down to the ground. Here is a 3 attempt, no good. Look at, oh boy. Montenegro, you just can't sleep on them for a second because they're going to come up with a basketball.
Yeah, scrappy.
Mike,
intelligent.
Gardner is just, his length, his ability to go up and get rebounds, to attack, to hit jump shots. His court awareness is excellent. Look at this.
So you see, first of all, he's got the length and high release point to be open, and now he's got the ability to attack a closeout.
He's going up against Kendrick Perry.
Yeah.
I mean,
really
that is
good.
some serious ball handling skills.
Really good.
You know who he reminds me of a little bit? Tony Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc. I was just going to say, he's got that length, the left hand.
I'm sure he's been told that before.
Especially from his Marist Red Foxes coaches.
Well, we've got a Croatian colleague that will be able to tell us, Igor Cherkovic, if there's any Tony Kukoc in his game.
We can have that discussion over dinner for sure. Marai back into the game here. That's a good sign for Egypt.
I wonder if he had to take a tablet or something to calm down. Because you could see he was breaking out.
And it looks like that's gone away.
Well, I guess from a good standpoint, he's fresh. Unless the allergies taken. Look at Ahab Amin. I mean, you can't sleep on him either. Look at this. Look at the speed. Look at him get down there. Ahab Amin. He is going off. 14 points. 6 of 11 from the floor. He's getting points in transition. You know, he's turned it over 4 times, but he's also come up with 3 steals. That's his 3rd steal. And by the sheer will, the fight of Ahab Amin and Gardner leading the way, they're coming back into it.
Inspiring for Egypt.
Lagano mora više da znamo odgovornost. Dobili smo opet 5-6 lopti. Opet ne zaustavljamo tamo. Opet ti su u bonusu primili 110 lay-upova, evo. A ne znam dokle, evo. Ne razumijem. Ajde da postavimo tu. We need to score something. We need to score something. Ajde.
You know, Shusha hustling. Look at Gardner. I mean, just his length, his quickness, awareness, everything. It all adds up to a heck of a basketball player.
Yeah, he's really impacted this game. Again, Amin, Gardner have really stepped up as Marai has worked through his allergy issue. Great to see Marai back on the court.
Well, Vucevic is in the game, and you have to figure that he's going to figure into this over the final 2 minutes.
Yeah. Just a lack of concentration over the last few possessions for Montenegro.
Radoncic as well. So that is not a good foul at all, because that has put Kendrick Perry on the free throw line. El Ghazawi, the youngster. I mean, Mike, when you talk about El Ghazawi, you talk about a player that is, I believe, 18. Yeah, he's 18 years of age.
So in World Cup 2019 in China, we had Oleg Baltsarovsky as an 18-year-old. He was the youngest player in the tournament. And I just think it's fantastic that Coach Rana is giving El Ghazawi this experience on this level. You try to take the responsibility or pressure off of him and give him a chance to get some confidence and get a feeling out there. And El Ghazawi, you know, he'll grow and he'll develop from these experiences out here.
Predrag Danilovic, Milenko Tepic there. Watching the game, Tepic seems like he gets to be playing for Serbia. Danilovic is the president of the federation. Here's Perry, goes down for the dunk. And they blow the whistle as well. And Zarhan was going up to challenge.
I mean, Jeff, this is a great finish. It's fantastic, but it's also a very dangerous play from Zarhan here. He's coming completely from behind. This is not LeBron with a chase down block. You know, so we have a really risky situation from Zarhan. You understand he's trying to give all he can to block the play, but you also, you know, that could have ended really ugly. And you can see Perry having some words out here with Amin. Again, his heart's in the game. He's trying to make the right play, but at some point you have to make a good decision. Like, I'm not in position to make this play.
I take your point fully. I like the competitiveness in that from him. I mean, I think, yes, you're right, and that's when you're dangerous. And yes, Kendrick Perry and Ahab Amin are discussing it, but at the end of the day, you're getting beat, and you want to get after it.
I understand that, and that's what it's all about. That's why
you don't want anybody to get hurt.
That's why the play happens, but he has to know himself and what his game is and recognize you're not in a LeBron chase down block situation.
No, but he did get pretty close to the block.
Perry also was close to getting really seriously hurt.
Yeah. Gardner fouled while shooting the three. I think that's the big thing. I mean, you don't want anybody, because when you're off your feet, you're in danger of having a landing awkwardly. And haven't we seen somebody in this group fall hard and get hurt?
Well, Cam Johnson last night.
That's right, Cam Johnson.
Yeah. Again, if you're Bosco and this Montenegro coaching staff, you are not happy at all with the last few minutes. You have a big lead and you're constantly turning the ball over or making a defensive breakdown. You know, you foul a three-point shooter here.
There's the president of the Egyptian Basketball Federation watching this game today again, the second time that we have seen him. Magdi Abu Freka. Zarhan's 21 years of age, so he's still kind of learning the game as well, you know?
And as you pointed out, he's going to play with his heart. He's going to give everything he can for his team. As Egypt retreats into a 2-3 zone from the free throw.
So they cut it back to 10. Popovic, though, with a little floater.
Outside step up, floater in the lane, Popovic. Really nice play.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark in the first half. Gardner, look at him, spin. Oh, he gets blocked by Vucevic. I see Mariah talking to the referee, feeling like there's too much contact being allowed from Vucevic,
but Jeff,
I mean, that's a foul right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vucevic got him hard. Look at this, right here. I mean, he's getting a lot of ball, but he's getting him on the left wrist and the arm. So you can understand a little bit of frustration coming from Egypt. Musa in the game, the 2-3 zone. Popovic, the second time in a row, and then it leads to 2 more points for Montenegro, and all of a sudden they got a 14-point lead.
Two great drives from Popovic.
Yes. He picks his spots, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Tried to get to Asamarai.
Good recognition from Popovic. Let's get the last possession. Let's manage the clock. Egypt stays in their zone.
Musa, 21 years of age. He's going to be going to Tarleton State. That's where he's doing his business analytics master's program that he just started. Here's Kendrick Perry for 3. And another putback attempt, and almost And Ahab Amin got it off in time, but probably a fair reflection of how things went in the first half. When you look at that score, the 14-point lead for Montenegro, they are almost in command. 51-37, Montenegro on top of Egypt at halftime.
My bad, bro. My bad.
So Egypt going to halftime, still in it. They've had quite a bit of adversity in that first half with Samurai coming down with an allergic reaction to something and having to go to the locker room. And, you know, in the end, he only played 8 minutes, was it? Yeah, 8 minutes. So Vucevic and Amir El-Gindi, we highlighted them at the start of the game, and clearly Vucevic having a more impactful game. 8 points, perfect from the floor, 3 rebounds. And Gindi came off the bench. He's got 3 points and 2 rebounds.
Again, the turnovers were very difficult at times for both teams.
This was the play where they twice got their hands on the basketball, but Montenegro stuck with it, and to their credit, were able to get it. But again, for me, what I've seen in Egypt, and we'll see if it continues in the second half, what I've seen from them at this World Cup is they can fall behind, and they're going to keep fighting. They're going to play hard for 40 minutes, and you have to.
We see Amin, the highlights. He's on several of these plays in a row. He just made a lot of great plays when they needed it, especially when they needed it. So Amin hitting these pull-up threes, getting to the rim. But then it was Ivanovic with the response with the three, making some plays. Beautiful setup here. Slavkovic scoring in the low post. Bench scoring 20-7 right now for Montenegro.
I mean, the thing about Montenegro is that was the play that we were talking about. And yeah, I mean, when you look at it at full speed, that's a dangerous play. There's Jip.
Jip is having a great day today.
You got a photo with him, didn't you?
I feel great about that too. Sent that right home. Really proud of it.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin,
basketball
can bring everyone together.
Basketball for good.
Play according to the team now. Jones, that top scorer from the NBA G League. Alley-oop time. Oh my goodness gracious! Well, good evening, Manila. What a way to start here from South Sudan.
Diaz in the pass lane, almost comes up, and Mulek goes up. Oh! Garuba from the weak side just, again, defends the ring. Thiago pushes, comes off the ball screen in transition, through his legs, a little bit of showtime for two is good. And welcome to the World Cup party, Brazil.
Great job, nice start. He played in 10 games for Brazil during the qualifiers for them to make it to this tournament, averaging just under 15 points.
Abbas had a look, doesn't score. Antetokounmpo drives in. Are you kidding me? And one. What a shot. Illy. Oh, Montenegro.
Shoulder down, head down. Extra pass made, his buddy Toby.
The vision, the execution.
Zaze backdoor feed, and this place is exploding. Tokos and Jelia.
Well, it's a nice finish, but again, it's that man, Sinsaze, setting it up. Good call, gets Shengalia.
Nieto into the lane behind the back. Oh, what a throwdown. And you can see Coach Demir, do I take the timeout, do I not? 10-4 start for Brazil, and it's all been at the ring.
One more, I will let it fly from
Wow!
And he gets it before the half! Holy smokes, Jordan Zamora!
Well, that's symbolic of the shooting we've seen from Venezuela this first half. From the three-point line, 12 of 25 in the three-pointer. Leg bomb, nothing but net.
Away in the flush. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Well, we've been talking about Ahab Amin in this game, and he's been tough. He's got 14 points, 6 of 11. Okay, he does have some turnovers, but all in all, it's been good stuff from Ahab Amin.
Yeah, he's played great. They've needed him with the allergy situation with Mirai. Amin has given them scoring, and as we said at the top of the broadcast, the three-point shooting would be a challenge for them, and he's stepped up and delivered. They've gotten the three-point shooting. You know, they're 5 for 16, 31%. On the other side, 30%, so they're matching Montenegro there, and it's been Amin leading the way with help from Gardner.
So 14 points, 55% from the floor. And meanwhile for Montenegro, I don't think we saw this coming. Radoncic.
Well, Radoncic had like the first 10 points of the game for them, all at the rim. Excellent cutting, excellent offensive rebounding. Again, good spacing. You see Perry dropping it off to him, unselfish play. But they were really efficient and clean early in the game. And as the quarters went on, as the half went on, there were more defensive breakdowns and more turnovers, which Egypt used to capitalize. At the end, you know, Popovic with the 2 nice driving finishes helped them rebuild the lead here to 14. Let's see if Egypt can get a strong start to the second half.
I mean,
look at his shot chart.
I know.
Everything, and again, you say,
layups.
Jeff, you say, clear the circle, the old the charge circle there.
Yeah.
Block your man out, don't let him get there, don't let him finish at the rim, and that shot chart, everything right at the basket.
So Montenegro coming back out from the halftime team talk, rub down, whatever you want to call it, and Egypt also making their way back out. And I think we touched on this on day one. You know, Montenegro, obviously having been at the last World Cup, adding Vucevic to the team they had at the Eurobasket last year that played so well. And, you know, they're building on that. And, you know, they're playing tough competition in the European qualifiers. And, you know, really there's more of a transformation going on with this Egypt team, a positive transformation. But it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, it takes for experience on this stage, on this level, against these teams. And it's not just for your top players, it's for, you know, the young players, and the fact that they've got an 18-year-old like El Gendi here. Right now with a 14-point lead starting the second half.
I suppose one issue that, or one reality maybe is the better way to put it, is that as well as Montenegro have played overall, not including that little lapse in the second quarter, they haven't really turned to Vucevic that much.
No.
And he can really turn it up a notch.
Yeah, again, what have we seen from Montenegro? They have the ability to play through the post, and they can play through the post from several players, but the most efficient is Vucevic. You know, and they rested him. They gave their other players opportunities, and this is really good coaching in terms of helping your players gain confidence. And again, they'll have a lot of things that they can look at and say, hey, we need to do this better, that better.
It's just an amazing FIBA Basketball World Cup, just in the third day, and some of the results that we've been, some of the games that we've been watching. We're trying to watch as many as possible because you don't want to miss any of the action. You know, the great games up in Japan, in Jakarta, the head-turning results, the close games, they're all happening, and I think this tournament is living up to the hype.
And it's just beginning.
That's the good part.
Pop is here, Dino, Flash, Kylo, you Flash, you, okay? Zero. Pop je ovdje. Forget it. A? Ostani u corner sklon, nemoj da penješ. Ovdje u corner.
You want me to stay hot here? Or
Yeah. No.
Stay.
Okay. More energy.
Well, Africa having some good games. You know, Angola played Italy really tough. South Sudan probably should have beaten Puerto Rico. You know, we see improvement with Egypt. So I think it's, you know, some good signs for the team from the mother continent.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, that the gap is closing for a lot of the regions around the world here. And we're just waiting for some of these African teams to break through and get that big win. We haven't seen it yet, but Jeff, it's coming.
Well, scanning the barcode to get the FIBA Basketball World Cup app in your smartphone. An invaluable resource wherever you are in the world. Second half action underway here in the Mall of Asia between Montenegro and Egypt. Montenegro leading at 51-37. Amin, Musa, Mahmoud, Aboushusha, and Gardner on the court for Egypt. Here's Gardner going up against Vucevic. And Vucevic just reaches up and gets the block. And I don't think there's too many players that Gardner has gone up against that have that type of potential to stop that shot like Vucevic.
No, and if you
look at this. Terrific steal from Adam Musa, and he's taking it right to a Kendrick Perry.
Great start right there from Musa. But getting back to Gardner, you know, he made a nice drive to the right. Then he tried to get back to his left hand. That's where he's got to use his right hand. He can get away with it against most people, but not against the size and length of Vucevic.
Oh, look at that. Vucevic almost with the putback dunk. Simonovic drives in, and the rebounding finally, they come down with it, and a chance to get it to 10 or maybe 9 if they could hit a 3. Musa, quick pass to Anas Mahmoud, able to save it in bounds to Gardner, and then he misses everything. I think that's probably the most stunning development in that whole thing there. Entry pass, Vucevic turns and scores.
I mean, that's beautiful teamwork. Vucevic works middle, sees the traffic, kicks it out, reposts. Here's the play, reposts, and just a beautiful left-hand touch at the lane.
They have a little floater. Just didn't drop. Good deal. I mean, you like the way that Musa is just getting back and playing D. We saw him take it away from Perry.
Jeff, Musa and Amin have really played well here today for Egypt.
Perry gets the layup. Great drive. Musa going right at Popovic, tries to make the pass. Popovic quickly to the basketball. So that's going to get him out. El Ghazawi is going to come in. Ivanovic out to Perry, behind the arc. The three-pointer is good.
Outstanding teamwork.
And they've got their biggest lead of the game, 19 points. So as we see that replay, Musa's going to go out and be replaced by El Ghazawi. So we see the good and we see the bad with Musa, but I think the bad is because a little bit of the inexperience. And even he said to me before the game, I'm not sure what Radovic is talking about. He said, listen, yeah, I have to admit, when I went up against Lithuania, the first time I went in the game, I didn't think I could impact the game positively. That was a new experience for me, playing at that level. But then he felt better when he went back into the game, and he did play better.
And Jeff, that's growth, that's development. He needed to have that mentality in the paint. No friends in the paint. You're right there. Finish the play. At least get the shot up on the boards where your teammate has a better chance to get the offensive rebound or putback. Montenegro intelligently had that pass covered. Coach Rana, I'm sure, will go through that situation on video with him tonight.
They have Amin, and loses it, had it knocked out of his hands. Simonovic, now they turn it back over.
Bench from Montenegro encouraging the teamwork, the idea. They just want a little better execution.
And the drive, what a play for Anas Mahmoud.
And you can see on the bench, Bosco talking to his players, why are we switching unnecessarily? They switched the screen at the rim, big to big. Mahmoud made a pay.
Struggle with their free throws in the first game. And again, that's a big part of the game, especially when you're down. You want to make everything. Vucevic going up against Anas. Wow.
The definition of go-to low post score.
Look at Amin. Shusha, quickly, great block, Simonovic. Boy, Simonovic really growing up. Here's Radoncic. His pass into traffic, no good. Ahab Amin, 3-on-2 break. Goes behind the back, and he gets a trip to the line. There's Asim Mariah, so he's not going to play anymore. The allergy clearly.
And that's so tough for Coach Roy Rana and his team.
You lose your best player.
Yeah, and he was so good against Lithuania. You know, scored so well. And then him not to be available today is just really tough. But give them credit. They're fighting. They're battling. Really feel for Mariah.
Yeah.
And the Egypt team.
Omar Hussein in the game. Shusha. I love how Rana coaches every second.
Yeah, and there's a good composure to it. He's communicating.
Exactly.
He's calm. He's giving guys good instruction.
He's not chewing them out.
No, he's giving them good instruction. He's teaching. So he's doing a very good job here with these guys. This is a really teachable moment and a great learning experience for the players here on his roster.
Ooh. Perry driving in and almost getting a three-point play.
And Jeff, we saw ice coverage on the sides early, and Montenegro has gone to the top pick and roll game to try to avoid it. And the 1-5 pick and roll, Perry really attacks the basket.
That's Perry all day long. He's we've seen that from Kendrick Perry playing with Malaga this past season.
Just a very experienced point guard, has good pace, knows when to attack, uses his body very well.
And the way you talked about it, because you coached Poland and you had AJ Slaughter as your naturalized player, it's a crucial decision, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love a player like AJ Slaughter. He was a great combo guard, could play the point, could play the two if needed, but a player at the point guard position, you know, can create for himself and can create for his teammates, and this is what they have in Perry. I think it's a great choice for a naturalized player. Look at that move.
Oh, just blew past Gindy. Popovic. And look at that. That length. That's the type of thing that Gardner, I think, is, again, I just don't think you can quite hardly believe he's not able to get the ball with those guys in there. They have Amin. Doncic, the double team comes and they force the turnover. And a bounce pass, Hussein. That's nice from Egypt.
That was a really nice play for Egypt. Beautiful transition, easy score.
Ooh, boy. Perry goes down, a little bit of pain. Vucevic just hits another bucket. So he's helped up. Gindy caught him kind of in the sternum.
Looked like as he was trying to beat the screen, his elbow came up. Perry tried to set a back screen on him. They're going to review it. I'm interested to see how this develops.
It's interesting. We'll be quiet.
Any act of violence or any situation can lead to act of violence. Potential act of violence. Okay. Go back. Normal speed. He's not watching. Now it's a contact that is totally accidental. Okay. You can see there was normal contact. We cannot go with any other penalties. No punishment. It's not the.
Excessive and hard contact.
It's not the case. It's not the case. Okay, so stay with the situation. Nothing to add.
After the basket.
Yeah, we confirm. Nothing extra. Yeah, it's a situation with basket and that's all.
So they're not going to upgrade it. There's Vucevic. You saw the play there. Goes down. Clearly didn't feel very good. He's able to stay in the game, which is the good news. We've already lost Asamarai today to the allergy for Egypt. And Anas fouled, but that was before the shot.
Mahmoud has been very active today. He's also given Egypt something.
How about that? I did not see that spin move coming.
The keep for Khalid.
Khaled Abdel-Gawad. Back to a 17-point, still 13.5 minutes to go. Popovic. And the whistle. Popovic, free throws.
We've seen harder contact throughout the game today for sure. Ivanovic and Slavkovic into the game now for Montenegro. They've both given the Montenegro team some good minutes and good plays throughout the game today. Spain pick and roll action, well defended from Montenegro.
And how about that? Ahab Amin, another bucket for him, a three. He's got 19. Oh, good defense. Hey, how about another turnover? Oh, nice pass and reward the big fella, and you missed Khaled.
Finish.
Abdel-Gawad. Slavkovic gets it back. And they get it to Vucevic. Well, that hurts for Khaled. I mean, look at this.
I mean, with a beautiful between the legs drop off in transition.
You're not going to get a better chance to have a highlight reel play than that.
Oh.
He knows it. He's not trying to miss it. He's got 4 fouls.
I mean, he's giving his best out.
Yeah. So instead of cutting it to 14, he goes the other way, and Vucevic scores to take it up to 17. And Vucevic quietly having another big game today. 15 points, now 16. And I just wonder by the end of the tournament if we might see him in the All-Star 5.
I mean, he's been really good.
Montenegro, I wasn't really looking at them like a team that was potentially going to get to the quarterfinals, but now I'm not so sure. They look pretty good.
They look solid, and they've got a pretty good group to get their rhythm and feel good about themselves.
Now the reach, the turnaround. I mean, they've played Mexico, and now they're playing Egypt, so they are going to have a hard game against Lithuania. There's no doubt. I think that's going to be the real litmus test for them in this first round.
I agree. So today's games in our group here are about separation. You know, for Lithuania, for Montenegro, it's about separation. And then the deciding game in this group will be between the winners of these 2 games when they take care of business today.
Vucevic spins, turns. Anas quickly up the floor, gets rid of it to Hussein, and I tell you, a player that can finish at the rim is Omar Hussein.
Yeah, he's done a great job in transition, running the lane, taking the ball and finishing at the rim a couple times tonight. Great job there from Omar Hussein.
Vucevic for 3, in and out. And another chance for Egypt. Here comes Omar Hussein. Al-Ghazawi elects not to put it up.
Nice
Wait
slip.
for a better shot, and they're going to get it. And he is fouled. Anas Mahmoud cuts it to 14 and is going to the line.
Well, you can see the play developing. Mahmoud runs into the screen, slips to the rim, and then look at the active length and finish through the contact from Vucevic. I mean, this is a highlight play for Mahmoud here. Great job, Egypt.
And I just don't know 2 years ago if we would still see Egypt plugging away, cutting the deficit to 14 points at this stage in the game with a chance to go to 13. They are battling. Let's go down to the huddle and listen.
Ja mi kažete što je nervoza bez razlike. Nervoza je zbog ovoga bez razlike. Evo zbog ovoga je nervoza. I na 3 minuta ustenemo sve.
Well, it's still a game, you know? I mean, 11 minutes remaining. I mean, it's going to take something special for this team, but look at the energy tracker. Vucevic has played 20 minutes from the starting 5. Radoncic, Simonovic, all with 19 Perry as well. And so they've played about 2/3 of the minutes.
But for Montenegro, you have the game under control, but you've got to remain consistent and win possession for possession. You know, clean basketball, working together for a good shot, defensive discipline, execution. You know, it's not like anyone in this tournament is going to give up and go away. You know, these guys are going to battle and compete and fight, and credit to Egypt, they're doing that right now.
This is the World Cup.
13-point game.
And again, another chance. El-Ghazawi gets it back to Gindi on the break, and he misses, but there is Patrick Gardner getting it! Oh, and he almost had an and one.
So you see the energy that Egypt is playing with right now. They're getting some stops, getting out in transition, and this is the point that Montenegro, to get the momentum back in this game, you've got to make the energy plays.
I see Marai with a wry smile over there looking at something. He's happy because his team's coming back. Not happy about the missed free throw, and the Egyptian Basketball Federation president thinks what might have been if we'd made that free throw. Indeed. Makes one of two. You can see Gardner's impact on the game there. 10 more points scored. In fact, now it's 13, I think. Now 12. From the free throw line, they're not bad, 7 of 10. So they have actually improved in that regard. Ivanovic, oh, just like in the first half, but gets a three, but it doesn't drop. And this time it's going to be basketball in favor. They award it. And Roy Ranas gets the basketball over to his player. He's not certain if it should be theirs.
Bosco wants to challenge it.
They're going to challenge it. So Roy Rana wanted to get that thing inbounded quickly before they could start.
It's a veteran move for sure.
So one challenge, and they're going to use it now. But the question is, how much time is on the clock as well? They might have to look at that.
Very interesting. Let's look at the replay.
The ball out of bounds, okay? So show me the moment of the contact here. Wait.
We cannot see.
Yeah, we cannot see. Maybe here. The hand of the white player, is far away.
Okay.
So this is the contact, but there is no contact with any white because you see the hand is far away. The hand is out of the ball when the ball changes direction. Yeah.
Okay.
So the only hand which is there is is the hand of the red player.
There's a space between the ball and hand.
Yeah. So it is a white ball. Yeah?
Okay.
It's confirmed that we change the direction and we go the ball to white player.
White ball.
So it's a shot where they touch the ring. Okay. So it's 14 seconds for white team in that direction.
Confirmed.
You point. Okay. Good.
That was really interesting because one camera angle, I was thinking, you can't tell who it's off, and it's not conclusive, so they're not going to turn it. And then they went to a different angle, and you could see clearly that Montenegro weren't near the ball.
Jeff, that was excellent teamwork from the officials.
Oh, boy. Al-Ghazawi with the foul sends Ivanovic down. Well, it turns out to be a good challenge because they keep possession, and now they're at the free throw line. 22.6 seconds in the third quarter.
Jeff, I really like Nikola Ivanovic. He's a really smart player.
What about Nikola Pekovic?
I mean, that is a big fella. I remember him from his Timberwolves days.
Had injuries not scuppered his career.
Yeah, man.
He was fine.
But that is a big fella right there.
Final seconds ticking off the clock in the third quarter. Yeah, I like Nikola Ivanovic as well. All he does is come off the bench and make great plays. Gives effort. El Ghazawi back to El Gindi. And that was short. So that is 3 quarters in the book. And it's Montenegro still leading it by 14 points. They're going to sit down, try to lock in with Coach Bosko Radovic. It's Montenegro on top, 70-56 at the end of 3.
Here was the start for for Egypt. Again, Amin making another play for his team. And there was the repost from Vucevic. Here's the finish from Perry. Great teamwork here. Perry buries the three, post reaction three. Nice interior passing. Again, look at Vucevic here. Skillful. And we saw Hussein in the transition. Another three from Amin. Lots of action in the third quarter. Beautiful slip from Mahmoud. Oh, Gendy loves it.
So if Montenegro win this, they go to 2-0, and Egypt will drop to 0-2, and that would put Egypt in danger of bowing out with no chance to move on to the second round. Of course, that would be the case if Lithuania were then to beat Mexico in the second game here in the Mall of Asia. So it's Mihailovic, Ivanovic, Dublovic, Radovic, and Slavkovic in the game for Montenegro. Mihailovic gets it to Slavkovic. Gendy trying to keep him out. He turns, gets blocked, but Anas couldn't pick up the basketball, and that's a killer. Just Anas couldn't get it.
Radovic with a great jump hook at extension. He kept it away from the defender. That was a beautiful, skillful finish right there.
Gardner. What was Radovic looking at the referee for?
I think he thinks the ball was wet. He wanted him to stop play. The ref said, keep playing.
Play through the sweat.
Now would be an opportunity to dry off the ball if necessary.
Yeah, because you can see the sweat track on the hardwood as it just rolled across the wood.
It's nice to sit courtside.
I used to watch you when you were coaching, and you used to wear those suits. You'd be dripping with sweat.
Well, you're working, right?
I hope you had some deodorant.
we had a rotation of suits.
And
also transition.
Also, I hope you had a towel to wipe down your head.
And that's one of the things. Yeah, the coaches are working hard, sweating, coming up with ideas for sure.
They have a mean knock to look at that. So you can see they go right out and get the sweat off the court. They're not like Conde and saying play on. The mop boys come out and get it off, get the sweat off the hardwood.
I mean, that's a pretty good job. You get a World Cup hat, you get a World Cup jacket, and you get courtside seats.
A World Cup mop.
World Cup mop.
Do you think they get to keep the broom at the end or the mop?
I think they'll be happy to keep the hat and jacket. That's what I think.
What if they take it home and say, look, Mom, look, Dad, I got a World Cup mop.
Mom and Dad will say, get to work.
Get to work. We need to mop up the floors. And then the dad wears the hat and the mom wears the shirt. Here's the turnover. Radovic. Quick pass over to Ivanovic, the guy that you like, and that's why you like him.
But this was a great play. The ball pressure on defense. Mihailovic with an excellent aware play, kicks it to Ivanovic. Another big three for his team.
And Gendy. Good effort, Anas. Gets it back. Nice pass to Gendy. Gets the three, right back.
You know, Jeff, that's what he does. He has trouble beating defenders to the basket, but when he's got his feet set, he'll knock it down.
Gardner trying to defend against Dublovic. That's a strong move from Dublovic.
Yeah, this is a very good low post scoring team from several players. Dublovic with an excellent play right there.
And Ahab Amin was outstanding, just putting the pressure on Mihailovic. He couldn't hang with him there.
Yeah, the pace, they got the ball in quick, they ball ahead. And again, he's been very athletic attacking the rim all game. Amin has been really impressive for Egypt.
Here's Mihailovic. He went up and said something to Amin. They both laughed about it. Here's some more coaching from Roy Rana as El Ghazawi goes out and we see Omar Hussein come back in. This has got to be one of the best games ever for Ahab Amin. I remember watching him for the first time. Look at some of the officials in the stands. In 2015, when he was still in college playing in Texas, he ended up taking 1 year playing at Oregon. But this is definitely the best game I've ever seen him play.
And what a great time and place for it. They need the production with Marai out. I've just been very impressed with his game today.
Anas. Oh, Anas just took a shot to the face from Dublovic. He's looking at the ref.
Again,
he's quite right, man. He took a slap. I mean, I don't know how that's not spotted.
But you see the physicality and controlling the tempo by playing through the post. Most teams want to play pick and roll. They want to do other things, shoot threes.
Look at Ahab Amin, burying it from downtown.
And just coolly runs back like, I got this. Great job from Amin.
Plenty of time, guys. 7 minutes. Still some work to do for Montenegro. Radovic, tough drive. They crash the boards. Gardner gets it to Amin. He's off to the races once again. Gindi, feet set. You cannot count it. Boy, that was the one he needed to make. And then Omar Hussein with the push on Ivanovic. Look at Vucevic over there sitting down. It's like, I'm supposed to be the best player on the team, and I'm not even in the game.
You know what? Today he might be enjoying watching his teammates, supporting his teammates to finish this one.
Yeah.
He knows there's bigger and better things ahead, bigger challenges ahead.
There's Zarhan back in. 15 points. That would have been big. That would have cut it to 12. I've got a feeling we might see the starters come back in a second. Mihailovic. There's the dump down low, and Radovic scores. Well, maybe we won't see the starters.
Slavkovic had great awareness there. Looked to put the ball in the post as the second defender doubled. Just lobbed it over the top. Radovic, another play at the rim.
Ooh, how did he keep his dribble? Here he goes again. Spins, turns, back to Gindi. Get it back to Ahab Amin. No, he's going to put it up, and he draws the foul. And that was the right play because the shot clock was about to expire.
Again, Ivanovic cuts him off. Slavkovic, what you want him to do is not let him split and go straight up. Here's the nice skip pass over the top for two.
Amir Gindi again. Takes his time, makes the first, the skipper. Just one of two, though. So a 16-point difference. If Egypt could somehow get it down to 10, maybe. Dublovic throws it away, but you know, that's a good attempt.
It's the right idea, need better execution.
Dublovic and Ivanovic, two players that have really trimmed up physically, I think. I don't know if you notice it, but curious. Here goes Ahab. Oh, the slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, to Anas Mahmoud, served on a platter by the man that's doing everything, Ahab Amin. And that leads to a timeout from Montenegro.
Pričat ćemo poslije, da nekako privedemo ovo kraj, dobijemo dva koša razlike kako može. Jebeš i mater, kako vidimo, 15 razlike, tako krećemo s egzibicijama, s ovim, s onim, s nekakvim šutevima, s nekakvim idejama, najnovijim, koje sad nismo da sviđeš, hajde. Sve okej. Hajmo postavimo one rotate. One rotate. Ako nema, Nemanja. Ako nema, hand off gore i da napadnemo.
Well, this was Ivanovic. Ivanovic has been big. Look at that, 15 points, 3 of 5 from deep, 2 assists.
Important for Montenegro to manage the next several possessions here, really execute, get good shots, maintain their cushion. Uphill dribble handoff.
And the travel turns it over.
And if Radovic is a little bit more patient, he can hit his teammate Dublevic in the dunker spot in the short action under the basket on the baseline. Just tried to put it on the floor. Turnover.
Here he goes again, into the corner. Three-pointer, and goes off the top of the backboard.
Jeff, he actually shot that one behind the backboard.
Yeah, he needs to get it on the other side of the backboard if that's gonna. So Ron comes up and commits the foul. Yeah, Ivanovic probably, you know, even though you'd have to say that it was Radoncic and Perry and everybody else early on that kind of set the tone for Montenegro, it's Zarhan goes to the bench with 4 fouls. It hasn't been his day today. You have to say that it's been the play of this guy right here that's really helped him maintain the lead. Indy reaches in, the ball goes off Dublevic and out of bounds.
So Dublevic, high-level player, very experienced, needs to be a little bit more clean with the ball. He's had a couple turnovers here in his mid-roll decisions and passing.
We'll pass over to Ahab Amin.
That one would have made it interesting, Jeff.
Yeah, that would have got it to 11. Mihailovic missing. There's Gardner with the rebound. Oh, and ends up being a bounce pass to Mihailovic for the layup.
He set him up perfect. Mihailovic read the play. Great closing speed, easy two.
So the lead goes back to 16. And another bucket for Ahab Amin. He's got 26. Here's Ivanovic, puts it up from deep. A hold, so that helps, stops the clock. That's only the 4th team foul. 3:11 remaining. Still some basketball to be played here. And they're going to talk about it.
Patrick, on it. Indy, you're going to inbound the ball. Actually, Ehab, you're going to inbound the ball. Gindi, you're on the weak side. Hatem, you're in the corner. You're going to pop. We're throwing it. You're coming hard off this cut, Ehab. We're looking to go here for a layup. Not there. We stagger. Kareem, and then you flip the screen and we play mid-ball. Got it?
I clear out.
You clear out, you space. Okay, so we're coming hard off a shuffle. So, Anas, you're going to be the pop. And get a quick reversal. Okay, got it? All right, let's go.
We're still in white ball screen?
We're still whiting ball screen.
نصدق يا شباب نصدق في بعض ممكن نرجع يلا يلا واحد
Amin pouring in the points today, a myriad of ways. Guess it would take a catastrophic finish for Montenegro not to win this game, you think? But look at that. 5 of 7 inside the arc, 4 of 10 from deep. Perfect at the line. And Anas turns it over.
Perry and Vucevic back into the game here to finish it the last 3 minutes.
And another bucket, Mihailovic.
Great response from Mihailovic. They came out and really tried to pressure him, get into him. He just attacked the pressure, got right to the rim. Athletic finish.
So Radovic goes out. Vucinic comes back in, and we're also going to see Alexa Ilic in the game for the first time, number 2. Kendrick Perry back in the game as well. Good hands from Anas. And Amin continues to give the effort. Ilic goes up as well, but it's going to be Egypt that wins possession. Now Doncic comes back in for Slavkovic. Gindi with the lob and the throwdown again from Anas Mahmoud.
So, Jeff, just a lack of concentration in these possessions here for Montenegro. They let the diver get behind them right to the rim. They need pressure at the ball, point of attack, and they need defensive discipline in their coverages.
El Ghazali trying to stay with Kendrick Perry. Shot clock down to 8. Perry over to Mihailovic. And Patrick Gardner not going to be denied that rebound. They have Amin back to Gindi. Gardner drives in. I suppose if he'd had to do it over again, he might have put it up or passed it because the help defense came and it affected his shot. Mihailovic fouled as he gets into the paint. Egypt a little frustrated. Look at that throwdown.
Mahmoud playing above the rim.
He should apply for a job in Lob City.
He would fit in perfectly.
Does that still exist, Lob City?
No, that was the Clippers of the Blake Griffin, Chris Paul era.
Could he not go somewhere and create a new Lob City?
Well, as a player, Mahmoud is a rim runner, a diver, but he has the ability to play above the rim, and he's done it a couple times today.
Free throw's good. Well, 125 remaining, 15-point lead. Egypt fighting for their World Cup lives right now. Ahab Amin hands it off, and the dunk, and one coming for Khalid.
Jeff Khalid missed the first one in transition off the beautiful pass. He was not missing this one. Beautiful drop off in the lane, and now making sure. Two hands and strong. Nice play.
And again, look who's handing it off. They turned this into their own little dunk party in the fourth quarter, Egypt. Nice rotation on the free throw.
Getting some highlights here. You like to see it.
Some treatment over there on the bench. Is that no, who is that? Gardner? Getting some treatment?
It looks like Gardner.
Perry, oh. That was such a good pass, it was a turnover. Faked out. Faked me out. But they're going to keep possession with 54.8 seconds. Vucevic. A coach like Radovich is thinking, I just want this game to end.
100%. Like they've aimed for separation. They're about to achieve it. You've got to just keep it simple and execute.
Is he telling him right now he wants the shot clock to go down to a certain number before they attack? Or
no,
really?
he wants them to execute and get a good shot. He wants them to play with defensive discipline and finish possessions.
Mihailovic takes the shot and hits it. He's kind of become the second weapon here in the second half.
Yeah, Jeff, he can score. Given the opportunity, he can really score.
After Ivanovic. I mean, well, I'm just kind of left with the impression from Egypt for the second consecutive game that they're making progress.
Yeah, they're improving for sure. They're playing good basketball. There's been certain individual performances that have been great. Again, they had the adversity of Morai losing their best player today.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Look at him still scrapping away with 6.3 seconds left. So they're going to try to make this a little bit more respectable, this final score line. And, you know, I just think you got to stress the positive. The positives if you're Egypt, and for Montenegro, obviously, you're going to be thrilled to get a second win. I mean, they got to put it up. They do, and tough shooting day for Gindi. He finishes just 2 of 8 from three-point range. But mission accomplished for Montenegro as they beat an SM Morailis. Egypt 89-74, a big step closer to the second round for Montenegro. Well, Montenegro starting to look like, would it be fair to call them a dark horse?
They're a team with an outside shot for sure. You know,
maybe not a dark horse to win the title, but certainly a team that's capable
and Jeff,
of going far.
Every tournament, there's a team that catches fire, gets hot, and makes a deep run.
Yeah, remember the Czech Republic last time?
Yeah, I remember them.
And do you remember Poland?
I remember them too. So there is possibilities, and what you have is a star player, a go-to player. They play through the post. They've got good roles. They're well coached. There's a lot to like about this Montenegro team, and they've accomplished a lot in these first 2 games. They took care of their business and got the separation towards the top of this group.
Well, that's the one thing I would say, man. Even though, you know, Mexico and Egypt have played hard and had long phases where they played exceptionally well, you know, it was a good schedule for Montenegro to start this World Cup.
Right, and again, we have Mexico ready to play Lithuania in the second part of this doubleheader today. But again, you look at the European teams, these are battle-tested, experienced, quality teams, and they are working to separate this group. And right now, you know, they came out and really did a great job. Look at the concentration level, 15 out of 17 from the free throw line. You know, they were just a little bit better in most areas here on the floor. They controlled the game. Nikola Ivanovic, really a key out here today.
I'll always remember him for how well he played in the qualifiers for the 2019 World Cup, and then I'm not able to go because he got injured. So it's nice to see him come back. He's
got a very good feeling for the game. You know, when his team needs him, he's able to step up.
So he's second on the team in scoring today after Vucevic. And really, again, we have to stress how well Ehab Amin played today. He was terrific.
This was an outstanding performance. He scored, he stepped up, and you talk about really responding to help his team when they needed it. Great job from Ehab Amin.
26 points, 9 of 18 from the floor, 3 rebounds. He did turn it over 6 times. And he came up with 3 steals, but you know, he was trying to make things happen.
For sure.
I think you just have to live with those turnovers.
Respect for Egypt.
So Montenegro in the fourth quarter, they had a 14-point lead, and there the man is, right, Ivanovic right on cue, hitting the three-pointer to start things off.
He made big baskets when they needed him. El Gendi, the veteran. Good performance out here today. Again, look at the teamwork there. The lob over the top. Radovic at the rim. What I really liked is these guys playing through the post. Here was the miss, Mihailovic, and then the alert play for the steal, an easy 2. You can see the closing speed right there, reading the game well. And again, when they pressured him, Mihailovic got to the rim. Excellent play, really made some nice plays for Montenegro in that fourth quarter. Mahmoud playing above the rim. You can see him slip behind Vucevic. And again, the nice dish from Amin. Not missing that one.
I could see why Simonovic kind of looked at him because he went up and kind of hit him with the shoulder or brushed against him. But, you know, again, you just have to stress the positives for Egypt, and I just think that they're growing from this experience, and it's growing pains similar to Montenegro. They're a better team now, a more experienced team. They're battle hardened. They're playing in, you know, the European qualifiers. They're playing in the Eurobasket. So good for them, but also good for Egypt. Montenegro win at 89-74. So you can see they go top of Group D here. Lithuania to take on Mexico next. And that'll be at 8:30 local time here in Manila, the Mall of Asia. So if Lithuania win tonight over Mexico, Egypt will be eliminated. Montenegro came out looking to take a giant step towards the second round, and they have done just that, winning against Egypt here in the Mall of Asia.